About a month ago, my father invited me to what I assumed was a routine family dinner. Our relationship has never been particularly tight, but I figured it'd be the usual catch-up. Work talk, family rumors, nothing out of the ordinary. Halfway through the meal, though, he cleared his throat and said we needed to discuss my future. I braced myself for the predictable, "When are you settling down?" lecture I'd heard countless times. I nodded, waiting for him to get to it. Instead, he dropped a bombshell. "We've decided you'll marry cousin's name. The wedding is set for next year." At first, I thought I'd misheard. Marry my cousin, this had to be a prank. But his face was dead serious, no trace of a smile. I let out a nervous laugh, thinking it was some kind of bizarre joke. When I looked at him again, though, his expression hadn't budged. "Wait, you're serious?" I asked, still reeling. "This isn't a joke." "No," he replied firmly. "It's time you take responsibility for the family. This is what's best for everyone." My stomach churned. Best for who? Certainly not me. I shot back. "No way. That's not happening." Instead of backing off, he leaned in harder, talking about family honor, tradition, and my duty to uphold our name. Apparently, my uncle had gotten tangled in some scandal, something about debts and financial troubles, and the family had decided that a marriage between me and my cousin would somehow mend the rift and restore our reputation. I couldn't wrap my head around it. How does marrying my cousin fix debts or save face? It sounded absurd, and I told him so, but he brushed me off. "You'll see the wisdom in this when you're older," he said, as if that explained anything. I tried to reason with him. I pointed out how messed up this was, how I didn't even think of my cousin romantically. She's like a sister to me, we grew up side by side. But he wouldn't budge. My dad's always been controlling, but this was a whole new level of insanity. Furious, I stormed out that night, thinking I'd made my stance crystal clear. He couldn't force me into this, or so I thought. A week later, things took a strange turn. My cousin, who I'm not particularly close to, started texting me out of the blue. Her messages were loaded with guilt. "I know you don't want this, but it would mean everything to the family. Sometimes we have to sacrifice for those we care about." I ignored most of them, what was there to say. Then she pivoted to something weirder. "I'm not feeling well," she wrote. "All this stress is really getting to me." At first, I brushed it off, but she kept going, mentioning doctor visits and concerning test results. She stayed vague, never giving details, just saying her health was failing and blaming it on me. "I can't eat or sleep," one message read. "My body's breaking down because of the pain." Pain from what? We're cousins, not lovers. I'll admit I felt a twinge of guilt at first. What if she was actually sick? What if I was somehow making it worse? But the more I thought about it, the less it added up. If she was so ill, why wasn't anyone else in the family talking about it? Why was she the only one reaching out? Then things got uglier. My dad called livid, accusing me of destroying her with stress and demanding I step up like a man. I couldn't believe it. How was this my fault? Every time I pressed for details, what's wrong with her? Why is this marriage the solution? He dodged, piling on more guilt instead. "Do you want her death on your conscience?" he said. That's when I knew something was off. I started checking my cousin's social media, and what I found didn't add up. For someone supposedly on the verge of collapse, she was living it up. Beach photo. We can't share the full story in this short video. Click the link in the description to watch the complete story. For more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like.